Hello, hello, hello. You are here with Dave Jose, and I just want to come bring you a short but damning video where I want to give a challenge out to the bar. I also want to give a challenge out to the people. For a very long time in America, it seems that bar attorneys have been running the idea of being able to teach the law. I want to ask, where did this idea come from? Can we do a deep dive into the real law and see where attorneys got the power to just teach the law and nobody else could do it? Now, Josh Barnett and I had a conversation based on Josh once again pushing me over the edge. He got me involved with a conversation. I think the woman's name is Jenna Ellis, who was an attorney who dealt with Trump, who said that we have no options if we want to deal with any fraud in the election because it was already chosen and there's nothing that we can do. I'm sorry, guys, but that was a lie or untruth, not anywhere close to real. It was just another situation where attorney says, trust me, I'm an attorney. Trust me, I know. Now, there's a guy named Mike Lindell who was telling that Trump will be put back. He was saying that there was all types of unlawful things that happened during the election, and we're going to have Trump back and all this and all that. And the woman said, Mike Lindell needs to go back to law school, in so many words, for the first time. Now, what's funny, guys, is this idea that people keep saying on the internet, here is this internet lawyer. Here is this person who did not go to law school like me, therefore they cannot teach you anything. Well, guys, I want to dive deep into that. My schooling is in psychology, and it wouldn't matter if I had it or not because I have the Bible and I have common sense, and so I can think about anything that requires thinking. I don't believe that I'm limited by what I go to school for. I believe that we can all study to show ourselves approved. So I'm throwing this challenge out at the bar. Every single attorney, all of them, every one of them who believe that they have some special power to teach law, or they were reserved some special power to be the teachers and the masters of law. Now, guys, I'm going to break this down to you because I want regular, everyday people to know the truth. It is not about me. It is not about how cool people are. It is about the truth and the law. So I'm going to come to you in the form of a common man with my dirty Marathon gas station shirt on. It's not really dirty, it's clean, but it's stained. But I like to present myself in a way that lets the people know that I am a common man. I am not trying to impress you with looks, but I'm going to go deep into the book. So let's get ready. Let's have some fun. Challenge to the bar attorneys. Do they want the smoke? I don't think so. Let's go. First question for attorneys. Is it true that we can't teach law without a license? Okay, guys, so very first question. Can we as a people teach law without a license? Well, in order to understand that, let us first deal with the bar. Guys, we have to understand that the bar attorneys had to be created somewhere at some time. So if a regular man started an association, right, and he might have been a learned man, he might have studied a lot, he might be smart, he might be a genius. When this first man started up the group called the bar or came up with the idea, right, where was it that the first man who created the bar got his license? If he was trained by himself and then he created something called the bar, that means that he would have had to give himself the ability to be a lawyer or an attorney. If he was taught by someone else, that would mean that they were not an attorney. So attorneys, when you tell me that you have to be an attorney in order to teach the law, how did your profession or your membership association get started unless somebody taught the first man and licensed the first man? Question 2, who gave the first attorney permission to teach? Okay, guys, so the second question was, who gave the first attorney permission to teach the law? Now, let's get ready for this, guys, because this is going to be damning when we think about it. And I'm going to open up some books and show you some law and show you some good fire and stuff too, and the Bible. Get ready. But I'm going to start off just really thinking about what it is that they're doing, because we have a problem. We need to acknowledge it. We need to think about solutions, right? Because the bar is out of control. And then what we need to do is realize that people have all the power, lawful power. Then what we need to do is we need to start taking massive action to correct these issues. But who gave the first bar attorney permission to teach the law? Who gave it to him? Because if they're telling us that we have to have permission to teach the law to other people, and if the bar attorneys don't give it to us, or some judge who works for us doesn't give it to us, then we can't have it. Then we need to know who gave their first bar attorney the permission to teach the law. Because if he didn't have it and it was necessary for him to have it, that means there was fraud, and everybody down the line is a fraud as well, right? Guilty by association. No pun intended. Let's go deeper. Weren't the kings in the Bible ordered to have a copy of the book of the law? Deuteronomy 17:18, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priest, the Levites. Guys, you got to understand that God ordered them to have the law. Okay, y'all, so it gets even deeper now. So those who were kings in the Bible were ordered to make a copy. So for those who say you can't use a copy of the Bible, wrong. You were ordered to make a copy of the book of the law, which was the word of God, which the Levites were ordered to hold. So as a king, it is your duty to keep a copy of the book of the law. And God had a reason for that. It is your job to execute judgment as the king. It is your job to keep things in order as the king. Now what I'm going to do is show you something that your forefathers knew that has been hid from you. Why do the bar attorneys not want the regular people to know the law? Why do they want the regular people to not teach the law? We're going to go deeper. Let's look. What did your forefathers know? Revelation 1:6. And hath made us kings and priests unto God and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Okay, guys, so what if your forefathers knew that God made those who were righteous, who belong to him, who are stand-up people, kings and priests? Wouldn't that mean as a king, you would also have the responsibility to understand the law? Wouldn't it mean that you would have to have the ability to lay out the law and make sure that everyone was following it and that everyone was moving around in peace? And if things got out of line, wasn't it the job of the king to make sure that he brought things back together, that he got rid of oppression, that he got rid of corruption? Isn't that the job of the king? Now, guys, I'm going to go deep into the law now. What if it's your duty as one of the people to be the king in a republic? What if your voice is like the voice of God? What if the law was really made that way and the attorneys were hiding it from you? So now we're going to go deep into what has been done, and you're going to find that no attorney in the nation is going to be able to deal with this. No attorney in America is going to be able to fight. They're not going to like the Bible parts of the video. But now we're going to get into the real nitty gritty, and we're going to circle back, right, to some Bible stuff because we have to. But we're going to show some real nitty gritty from the law, and we're going to find literally that no attorney in America can deal with this, except for by saying, I agree, I agree, I agree. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to go to a selection of maxims of law, an English version compiled and edited by Charles A. Wiseman. It has over 1,600 maxims of law. Let's get deep, guys. All right, so we're going to start with 51.0. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it be derived from them. So guys, when the attorneys say that they have a right to teach the law, where did they get it from? So attorneys are working with our different government officers and telling us that we can't teach the law But yet we have a contract with the government. It's our job to teach the government the law. But they're telling us that we can't talk about the law openly because we don't have a license. So if there was a power to talk about law and we're dealing with government and we're dealing with each other, where could it come from except for by the power of the people? Let's see if I was telling the truth. 51Q, a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles and a firm adherence to justice, virtue, and original law, which was created by the people, are indispensably necessary to preserve the blessings of liberty and good government. So how is it that a private group called the Bar Association has blocked us from talking about the law, has made it so that if we talk about the law, they want to prosecute us in our own courts as the people, guys? How does this make sense? Check out 51P. We're about to go harder. The main objective of government is the protection and preservation of personal rights, private property, and public liberties, and upholding the law of God. They won't tell you that one. So how in the world is it if God gives us the power to have dominion and we created the constitutions and we say that we have a right to teach our government officials and each other, come together and consult when it comes to the common good? How is it that attorneys are prosecuting us for talking about the law? They don't have authority over the law. The people do. They are a private association, but yet they are using our courts to prosecute us with judges who swore to protect our individual rights? Guys, judges and attorneys have been prosecuting people for years for practicing law, teaching the law without a license. The first attorney didn't have a license. The judges got a license from a system that did not have a license at first. When did the people create some system where only a certain group of people could talk about the law, when we are told that it is our job to teach the fundamental principles of law to the government so they don't get out of hand? So a private group of people who are not the same as the people of the land, who have their own thoughts and ideas, have been going around telling everybody you can't talk about the law except for if it's through us. And then they've been partnering with people in our government who we put there to serve us and running cases against us for talking about the law that we created and is made to benefit us. Now, you might not believe me because I'm not that smart and I'm wearing a Marathon oily old dusty gas station shirt. So what I'm going to do now is take you to the state constitutions and see if the people have the 100% guaranteed right to discuss the law, to put the law into place, to consult with each other about the law and instruct our government and tell them what to do. The attorneys have been lying, and I'm going to need some attorney to come out and show where we're wrong. Not say David is dumb, David is stupid, we don't like him, he's a theorist. Show with the law where the bar got the right to tell the people they can't talk about the law. This is a great scam. Many people are sitting in prison over your great scam. But today, it stops. All the smoke. Let's go. Idaho Constitution. This is in their Bills of Rights. Texas Section 10, right of assembly. The people shall have the right to assemble in a peaceable manner, to consult, like you do with an attorney, to consult for their common good. The government was created to take care of their common good. They are meeting and consulting to understand and know the law. What else? To instruct their representatives. Wait, you mean like the attorneys are doing? The attorneys are telling the people that you have no choice. You can't do anything. Jenna Ellis is saying, look, it's over with. The decision was made already. Too much time went by. Sorry. And to petition the legislature for the redress of grievances. That means if somebody has done something wrong and somebody has a grievance or an issue, the people have the power to go to the government and get redress. Well, how can you get redress if you don't have the power to know the law yourself? And how can you instruct your representatives if you can't teach the law yourself? The people have this right. The attorneys have been lying. Let's look at more. Virginia Constitution, Section 15 of their Bill of Rights. Look above where the red line is, that no free government nor the blessings of liberty can be preserved to any people but by a firm adherence to justice, moderation, temperance, frugality, and virtue. How, guys? By frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. Where who in the world is going to bring the frequent recurrence to fundamental principles? The people. Watch. and by the recognition by all citizens that they have a duty as well as rights, and that such rights cannot be enjoyed save in a society where law is respected and due process is observed. How in the world are you going to do that if you don't know the law and you don't teach it? And the bar attorneys make money off of taking you to court. Guys, we got to understand this is our duty. Michigan Constitution, text of Section 3 in their Bills of Rights. The people have the right peaceably to assemble, to consult, once again, for the common good, to instruct their representatives. If you're instructing your representatives in the law, how do you do it without knowing it? Guys, what is going on here? What is this game that they're playing? Okay, I'll show y'all. Remember I told y'all we gonna circle back to the Bible? Luke 11:52. Woe unto you lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. Guys, Jesus himself told us that the people were going to hide the law. They're going to hide the key of knowledge. So the lawyers are putting themselves in a position to teach us the law, but they're hiding it. They're not telling us that we have the right to teach the law, to teach our government officials. And then they take our place and do it and start prosecuting us. And then they tell us we can't talk about the law, but we created the law. Our forefathers were not all attorneys. Our forefathers were regular people who set down the law of the land and told what laws applied to them, what laws were protected when it came to them. And our government officials and our little nice attorneys want to hide it and keep the people from knowing while they prosecute us and make money off of case after case. So, attorneys, this is my challenge to you. Where did this bar license come from? The first man who was licensed, who gave him permission to do this? And if the first man was not licensed, is your established system legit where you say all men must have a license or you can prosecute them? Now, I don't think any of you are going to be able to answer this. I think you'll be able to try to find some stuff to say bad about me. I think you can say my voice is too light. I think you'll say that you don't like that I use the Bible. But I really don't believe that in the law you can touch any bit of what I'm saying. And so people realize that these attorneys are out playing games. They're out attacking our freedoms. And it's about time that we stand up and stop it. Let me know what you think. Dave Jose, signing off. I love you guys. Peace.